Welcome back to the League of Hustlers. Today we're going to be talking about the top cryptos that you should be looking at for this 2024 bull cycle. Let's get to it. I'm your co-host HT,
I'm CD Barnes.
and today we're going to be looking at what we're calling the Fire5s, right? The Fire5s, and the Fire5s are the top 5 tokens in the top 5 narratives of crypto. If you don't know what a narrative is, look it up. If you don't know what a token is, look it up, right? But basically, a narrative is a category or section or a group of types of tokens in crypto that have a lot of buzz around them. Like a lot of people are talking about them, right? And so we're going to be talking about the top 5 coins and the top 5 narratives. Why? Why should we be looking at it like that? Because the top 5 coins are undoubtedly going to move up. This is not investment advice. Do your own research, but this is something that we're taking a look at, and we're just putting it out there, right? Just analyzing it, looking at the top 5 narratives, right? AI is one of them. Real world assets is another. DPIN is another one. Gaming is another one, and then memes, right? Your meme coins. All right, let me switch over to share screen. Yeah, so here we go. So we created this list on CoinMarketCap, right? And we'll leave a link in the description. And we just wanted to talk about some of these coins that we put in this list. Okay, so you can see here at the top, we said the top 5 tokens of the top 5 narratives. Again, RWAs, that's real world assets, AI, and memes. Okay, so large $62 billion market cap. All right, Avalanche, another one, right? $20 billion market cap. Okay, when you're looking at this list, though, I think it's important to understand what that means for the future price. Right? You got anything on this, bro?
Yeah, so top 5 of the top 5. Scroll down a little bit. You already went over the top 5 categories: RWAs, DPIN, gaming, and so on. Essentially, the thought is the first movers or the largest movers will continue to move, in each category. Now, you can take a few different strategies for this. You can select one category and pick, the top 3 of the top 5 and invest in those. Or you can go across all 5 categories, however you like. But either way, the point is that these should be the big movers in these different categories. There are some newcomers in the categories, like for the memes, you see Pepe. But the thought behind the other ones that have kind of been around for the previous bull cycles is that if they're still in the top 5 now, then they should return back to their all-time highs. As the global crypto market cap goes up,
Exactly.
if those coins get back to their previous all-time high, a lot of times those are going to be easy 10x, 20x coins. For example, Immutable X,
For sure.
current day is 196. Let's see, what was the previous all-time high for Immutable X? Hang on 1 second, I can look it up.
It was right here, 949.74.
And that's
Yep,
wild, right?
949.74.
You said, wait, 49.74?
No, 949.74.
All right, hang on a second. Right, and so at currently $2, up to 9.49, right? Almost a 5x. But that's substantial amount, you know, and compared to the regular market. A 5x easily. That's just if it gets back to the all-time high. The fact that it's in the top 5, though, it can get back to the all-time high, create a brand new all-time high, which a lot of these coins should do, because that's what we see Bitcoin doing.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. So that's something to definitely keep in mind, right? So with all of these, particularly like Immutable X, when we first started this list, it was at like a freaking 20 something X, right? And now you said it was at what, like a 5 or X or 6X, something like that. So these are actively moving. You can look at this chart right here. Yeah, these are actively moving, and based off of this chart right here, we can see that they're trending up, right? So it's almost like the longer that we wait, the lower the potential gains are, right? Because this is a bull market and everything is going up right now, right? Again, not investment advice, but the whole concept of assets is to buy low and sell high, right? Or buy low and hold for a long time as the asset appreciates. Okay, so just keep that in mind, man. But we wanted to put this list together so that you could have it, so that you could see it. If you recall, last bull run we put a list together of some coins that did exceptionally well. And then we did another video like reviewing those picks and stuff like that, and it was just crazy, right? How well it did. But the key here to double down is looking at like the all-time high, right? The previous all-time high, and based off of the previous all-time high from cycle to cycle, typically tokens will return to their previous all-time high and then go past that, right? Not saying that it could do that, but typically that's kind of what happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but it could happen. It could go to zero though, right? So you want to make sure that you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket, so to speak, right? But in this from ATH column, you'll see these percentages, right? And what I've noticed is that the percentages that are at like 90 and above, you're looking at so for instance, you can run the calculations for yourself. But for instance, like for ICP, right? Internet computer came out strong last cycle and you know, has the potential to do really well this time again. So basically, I'm looking at the 750 is the all-time high, the previous all-time high. So I don't know if you can see my calculator. I don't think you can, but I'm just gonna plug this in. 750.73. All right, divided by the current price, which is 13.22. Okay, that is a 56x. Bananas. Again, we don't know if it can do this, but I think the statistic was that 20 to 30% of altcoins go back to their previous all-time high, right? And so the logic and the theory is that this list is the top 5 coins in the top 5 narratives. So we're dealing with hot narratives, right? Hot topics, AI, real world assets, memes, et cetera, et cetera. So you're dealing with a top narrative, right? That is also the top 5 in that top narrative. So in theory, not investment advice, but in theory, it seems as if the all-time high will be reached again, in theory, right? And ICP, the all-time high was 750, right? So that would be 56x if ICP can go back to that 750 73 right here, then that would be okay. These numbers in red, like the previous all-time high. Here's another one, Filecoin, which deals with like data storage. Let me pull up my handy dandy calculator. So we're dealing with the previous all-time high, just for example, of 237.24 divided by the current price, which is 720. That's a 32.95x. 32x. That means is that if you put in $100, if it hits that previous all-time high, that $100 would turn into $3,295. $3,295. Right? Again, not investment advice. Invest at your own risk. Consult a financial advisor. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? This stuff is highly speculative. Has a very high chance to going back down to zero. Okay, so just be careful. All right, but that's it for this episode. Anything else, bro?
Oh, that's it.
All right, so until next time, we will see you guys. Let's get it. Let's go. Follow for more. Check the description for the link to this chart, and we'll see you guys next time. All right.